Welcome back, YouTube. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about building out the base, which is what we've done here over the last few weeks. It's something we've been talking about leading up until this run that we didn't want that kind of like that rocket ship going straight up. We wanted to basically take the stairs and build out that approach so we can have some strength in this movement and establish some stability for these next legs up. And that's really what we're doing here. Especially for this next leg up here. I want to point out here on the chart. I think this is really great as far as for getting an established trading zone between buyers and sellers. But even here, you can see the trend, right? I'm going to, matter of fact, let me remove, hold on. Let me get rid of these and I'm going to show you here. As you can see the established trend here, even though there's some red days in here, you can see that even here, when we are basically, there's a negotiation happening between buyers and sellers, you can see that this is a positive trend. This is still technically, even with the red days, this is still trending up. This is still an upward trend here. We have some volatility based off of like the wicks, but as far as for where the daily candles are closing, it's still a bullish trend. And that is really phenomenal here. And that's one of the things that I am really paying attention to on this chart, because if we take a look at price action, what happened last time, we were looking at some, I'll say a shorter amount of time, right, going between price actions, what we were looking at for all-time highs, how quickly we got there, how quickly we descended. It was a completely different ball game, right? And I'm gonna zoom out here and kind of show you guys, because if we weren't building that stability, everything was one or two candles testing, breaking a new limit, one or two candles testing, breaking a new limit, and then it established that that floor being relatively weak and these huge gaps in between the floors, right? Because if we look at the examples here, we're at around 44 cents, which is roughly where our price action has been now. But where would be the agreement between buyers and sellers? Where would that floor be? Where would Doge grab that liquidity? It was down here. We're talking over 50% where Doge was having to grab liquidity from before it went and retested. And we saw evidence of that when we fell from the all-time high and then peaked at around 59 cents. Where did we come? Back down here to around 25, 20 cents, even lower on some of the wicks. Below 20 cents when we had recent price action that was 200% above that. When you have those large gaps of with the pools of liquidity, it creates a lot of instability in the market and a lot of wild swings. And this is something that, like I just said in the beginning of the video, this is something I'm really excited about, is because Doge is not doing it. It's a different ball game than what's happening right now. We are building out these floors here. It's not these huge wicks here. We didn't go to 40 cents and swing down to 20 cents and hovering 50% below that. We are maintaining these higher levels for longer. And that is really shows the strength of a movement when you're able to maintain these higher highs for longer and build out the floor. And even then, still technically trending up. That puts us in a very strong position here to retest that all-time high, possibly even break through it on the next leg up. So this is what we're really looking for, is this next leg. We got the strength here. We can confirm that. We've confirmed that we're established a base here of a pool of liquidity. I would love to have to be tinkering around like 60, 70 cents. And if we had to grab some liquidity, we'd come down to this level here versus, 200% below that. This is fantastic for the overall movement of the coin, really. And this is some of the things that I'm looking for to go forward. And you can see the evidence here that we are obviously waiting on the Bitcoin 100K news. Let's try Bitstamp, it doesn't matter. We're obviously waiting on that. This is some of the notes that we had from the last video, which is us building the stairway. And this is some of the things that we want to look for, which is having that agreement between buyers and sellers here, not just having these green candles. We have that negotiation here around the 90,000 mark, and we have some right here below 100K, right? So we can sit up here and build that that floor and have that negotiation going on here. If Bitcoin, well, when people start to take profit, you'll have these buy-ins that are closer to the current price action. And this is happening just like we said would be the best case scenario for these coins. So I'm loving everything we're seeing here. All of the indicators worked perfectly. The 14 crossing the 200, this yellow line crossing the red here. The red line is the 200, 14 is the yellow. And then we got another confirmation here at the 72 crossing the 200. That was absolutely perfect. And all of these indicators have come true. Same thing for Doge. I forgot to point that out on Doge's chart. Let's go over here to Binance. Same thing. We see the 14 crossing the 200, the yellow line again, the 14 red is the 200. Absolutely gave us the signal here when we broke into that top level fib. And then we got another confirmation here with the 72 crossing the 200. And for those of you who watched the last few videos, we're talking about that was a much stronger indication of the current movement. And then you'll see we got this cross, what is this, back on the 8th of November. So look at that price action since we got that cross. So absolutely destroyed it. I love this indicator here. And we were able to be on the right side of things here with our projection. So really exciting times. I want to take a look, take over the coin market cap, just so we can get an idea of the market. 3.38 trillion for global total market cap. So that's all the cryptos, 1.75% increase on the day. Fear Greed Index has been relatively, I won't say stable, but it's hasn't necessarily maxed out yet. We've been hovering around that 80 mark here for the last couple of weeks. So it's something to kind of keep in mind here. But overall, when the market is getting ready to go, when you get ready to go into like peak bull runs or a massive like FOMO and things like that, these things can stay elevated for a very long time. It's kind of like RSI. So don't let that kind of detour you or cause any issues. Oh, well, it's extreme greed and it means we can sell off. These things can stay elevated for extreme amounts of time. At the end of the day, it comes down to supply and demand. And we are certainly in demand season. So overall, we are looking at Bitcoin around 96,000 right now. Ethereum, 3,600. Doge, what is this? 42 cents. 4.4% on 24 hour, 3.36 on the 7-day, and down never mind, it's up 0.17% on the 1 hour. So 61.9 billion market cap. Absolutely loving the price action that we're seeing here. Currently number 7 in the market. We are, I believe that especially if we're talking around a 141 billion on market cap or 146 billion, if we're talking about for $1 Doge, I do believe that as far as for a peak bull run, we have the potential here to be certainly a top 5, if not a top 3 crypto by the time this bull run is over. So I'm looking forward to this overall because obviously we have like a stable coin and stuff like that up here. So these coins aren't necessarily going to appreciate like that. So these coins can certainly be moved based off of price action and volume. I do expect obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum to soak up the majority of that liquidity. So these the top 2 I don't expect to change, but I say anything from spot 1 through 8. There's going to be some shuffling, some moving around here by the time we get to peak bull run here. So if we're talking about February, March, around that time, we'll be looking at a completely different order here. So very excited on the price action. Everything is working out fantastic. Some of the things that we talked about. So I'm looking forward to the next updates here and going into December. December overall for the markets. I know it's typically holiday time. People aren't spending, but overall December technically is a green month. So I do believe that crypto is going to manage fairly well in December. I'm expecting Bitcoin to go over 100K in December. So I'm expecting there to be a push overall in crypto. So that could be the beginning of the next leg up. Not necessarily saying that there won't be like some, I know there's a lot of, I'm not even going to say conspiracies, but there's a strong indication of people feeling that there's going to be a sell-off in Bitcoin after 100K. I don't think it'll be as dramatic as people are saying. I think that because the tone is being set, I think that there could potentially be a sell-off, but because of the buying pressure, you can kind of see sometimes when you're in peak bull run, when people are selling and it's trying to push down, but they're buying faster than they're selling. And then it just kind of consumes that selling pressure and just can either maintains where it's at or just goes even higher. And I think that's kind of where we're going to be now, because now the question is, okay, Bitcoin's at 100K. This is for real. A lot of those people that were doubting a lot of the liquidity coming into the market, they're going to say, okay, well, how high can this thing go? This is kind of the tone I'm expecting people to have, even with Dogecoin, when we're talking about hitting all-time highs. It's like, okay, we thought this was over. We thought it was going back below a penny. Now it's retesting the all-time high. Doge has maintained being a top 10 for the entire bear market season. Okay, now we can make the case, okay, well, we don't believe this coin is going anywhere now. So how high can it go? And I think that's kind of the scenario that we're going to see some of these coins that withstood the test of time. I think that's some of the scenarios that we're going to see happen and unroll in this bull run. So I'm excited about everything that I'm seeing here. I love what I'm seeing. This is absolutely Doge, Bitcoin, crypto is moving in the right direction. So I'm going to be providing updates as I see them. I appreciate all of you guys. Let me know what you guys think about this update. What do you think about price action? If we're going to retest the all-time high for Doge in the next video, and if Bitcoin is going over 100K in December. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you guys in the next video.